Hey guys, welcome back. We had PAL today. It's Wednesday, July 27th. Sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Spy was the short squeeze all along. We have a Twitter you can follow us on at Happy Money YT and a Discord server. Link for those are in the description. PAL said 75 basis points rate hike increase, which was expected, and he said we're not in a recession. So sometimes the first reaction's wrong, but we'll see. Market is rallying. Tomorrow morning GDP numbers come out. If it is the second reporting negative GDP, we would have called that a recession, but White House recently redefined what a recession is and said that's not. So I think we've been in a recession. I don't really care about the GDP. Anyways, so SPY today actually did just fill that gap up to, it was like 401.44 or something. So my first price target for the bear market rally has been hit. Now, if it continues, I'm not sure. This could be a false breakout. We do see this sometimes after PAL, where the first reaction is really bullish and then it comes down, or it's really bearish and then it rips. We still have earnings. I think we have Meta after hours and a couple big earnings still, so that could have some bearing. Of course, we have GDP numbers too in the morning, which no matter what the White House says, I think that will have some weight. I think basically everyone's expecting negative GDP, except for some analysts are saying it could be positive. I don't know how. I don't know. But next level, if we do get this bear market rally, and we've got another gap still up here at 426.97. So if this does end up being this biggest bear market rally of the year, I would see us filling that gap up there. And how long that takes, I don't know. I think if we had positive GDP numbers in the morning, then that could come pretty quick. And as far as rate hikes for September, Powell didn't specify. Of course, he just kind of didn't answer the question. He says we're not in a recession, and yeah, I think Fed futures are pricing in right now. There's like a 90% probability they're saying for a 50 basis point rate hike, so a smaller one in September, which is of course bullish for the market. We'll see though, that does change with different data, different people talking, etc. So yeah, I'm looking for bear market rally. Really, how the end of this week plays out. If it comes back down and this was a false breakout, then I think this bear rally is over and we're going to make new lows. I did kind of reposition a little bit yesterday to get some bearish exposure, because a lot of my plays were still bullish for this bull rally, and I was expecting to last longer, so we'll see if it does, at least up until November midterms, which is a long time from now. But yeah, I'm not sure. So at any rate, GME also interesting bounce today. I wasn't expecting quite this much bullishness today. Volume's pretty low still, less than yesterday. So on Webull, it just adjusted all the volume. It basically multiplied it all by 4, even though we didn't have this much volume back here. But that's what's nice, because then you can just see what it is relatively. So the volume today is actually lower than the last 2 days. You can see it keeps kind of coming down here. So 3.7 million. We got about 20 minutes left. But pretty big bounce here on GameStop. If you look on the hourly, it's kind of built this inverse head and shoulders too, which is it's bullish. Filled that first gap. There's still this gap up here, this 35 gap. Yeah, so I'm bullish on GameStop in the next bit. I think tomorrow we probably come back down though, even though we have that inverse head and shoulders. At least chop. So what I was saying yesterday, like you have these this pretty big moves down, then you kind of get some chop slowing momentum, and I think that's kind of where we are, even though this is a pretty big bounce from the chop. But given this is a big move down, so your bounce is going to be bigger. So probably cruise around in this range for at least a few trading days. And then Lennox on TradingView, I'm going to show you guys that in a second. But we've seen GME rally big at the end of months, coming into the beginning of new months. And we might be seeing that for the end of this month and the beginning of next month. So stick around for that. Make sure you thumbs up. Leave a comment. What do you think? Once I show you this chart. Weekly still looking good, still bull flagging, bullish MACD. Everything is kosher there. So yeah, kind of a bigger move today. I was thinking maybe some FTDs or something, because we had volume come in and pretty big spikes. It was kind of interesting. Donero on Discord was wondering if it's maybe brokerages themselves that are having to go to the market to find shares to offer the dividend. Basically because of super stock, we're seeing posts of people saying they're not getting their shares, or they have new shares, they're labeled as temp. Some of you guys on Discord are saying that too. Or they're not able to DRS their shares because the split dividend and they can't do it yet. So I don't know, as far as these shares aren't being delivered to that, I don't know if this is typical for split via dividend, and we've got so many eyes on it and we're looking for any little discrepancy that we're reading way too much into it, like, oh, they're not delivering shares, this, that, and confirmation bias. Since, at least for me, I've never looked this closely or had a huge, a million investors also looking this closely on what's happening with individual accounts on individual brokers across the world after a split dividend. So I don't know when Tesla did their split via dividend, if they had discrepancies like that where some accounts had to wait for shares or this or that. And I don't know if many people do know, because basically this is unprecedented, this type of investor base that's watching everything so closely. So it's possible that this is all new, and typically these kind of anomalies never happen where you don't get shares right away. I'm not believing that quite yet. I feel like this is probably just a lot of eyes on it, and so we're seeing some stuff that you typically wouldn't hear about. Sort of like the borrow rate jumping up 4 times, and people freaking out and saying it's jumped way up. But to me, that's just the data of that they get their data from, where they derive it from. It just it's kind of glitchy, and it'll whatever, numerically it's wrong, and then it'll sort itself out, which it has. It's come back down, so it's not. I'm just thinking it's maybe something like this with the shares, but maybe not. Maybe this is broker just going onto the open market to buy shares to deliver to trading accounts. There was a report of 28 million shares that got loaned out yesterday, and now they're missing. I don't I don't really know. But yeah, this run today was a little stronger bounce than I kind of expected, and just some of the price action looked like some definite larger volume going to lit markets. So whether it's FTDs being covered or brokerages, I'm not sure. But yeah, pretty good bounce. Volume on the day though is still decreasing, so I don't think this is the beginning of a big cycle run up. Not at this point, but I think we might have something big coming very soon. In fact, another thing that's crazy today on Shift Search. Donna was watching Shift Search, but bunch of puts deep in the money for this January, next January. Opened or closed, I'm not sure. It looks like some of both. Someone else shared another screenshot. It almost looked like there were spreads, because they were kind of in the middle. They weren't at the bid or the ask, just kind of right in the middle, mid price. So then this one was shared when you guys shared this. I think green is signifying it's long, and red is maybe short, bought and sold potentially. But if you look at kind of the bid and ask and look through this, yeah, the green ones are basically at the ask, and then the red ones are closer to the mid or even at the bid, so that'd be sold, I would imagine. So that's why I'm thinking maybe it was a bunch of spreads, but at any rate, it was a huge amount, and it happened in the middle of the day. And I guess we'll have to watch the open interest after. But yeah, it was like 7 million or something in puts for deep in the money for January and next January. So not sure if it's super bullish yet, or just them using another tool, retooling up to short it. Here comes a huge volume, 116,000. Nothing happened. Somewhere down here. Yeah. So yeah. All right. Last thing here though. If you guys have been following along with Linux a little bit. He pops up. He was on Reddit, different places, but he just posted August runs are coming, and this guy's been actually pretty accurate with stuff. I remember following him quite a lot. You can actually look through each one of these, and he basically called out a lot of individual days where it was going to run, and yeah. So might have a GME party on August 2nd, next Tuesday. Yep, August 2nd or August 8th are his days he's claiming. Big rally, 15% or more, I believe. So what he's going to play, he says he's going to open them up day of, which I don't think I'll do it like that, but maybe. And if that's the case, if we see a rip back up to 40, I mean, we've already made some move up, but I feel like we'll probably do some kind of chop. If we do have a run, I think we'll do some chop before we have a big rally. So, but if that's the case, then it might be something similar to like this, where we have a rip and then some chop and then another, you know, maybe that's what happened here. So his data is pretty interesting. You got to look at that link. It's a mixture of failed delivers and all sorts of other witchcraft that he's found out and basically nailed the timing on stuff. It's pretty funny to see. Let's see how much of us went, but I'm all in. So shout out to Linux. June 21st, he wrote this long thing talking about it. And then June 22nd, I'm officially out, and I'm out. Okay, so I guess he did well on that one. So that's June 21st, June 22nd. I don't even remember what happened on June 21st. I think there was a run. Not always that big, but he definitely catches them like June. He catches just these random single day runs. Where's 21st? Is it that one? I don't know. That's 20. Maybe I didn't catch this one. Oh, 2021, I think. Yeah, it's been a while since we've heard from him. Is it back here? I don't know. I guess we found one that's not legit. June 21st, yeah. Well, the other one that I saw was legit on his. Let's see. June 7th. I don't have to go through these with you guys, but when I started looking at it, I'm like, oh, this is hilarious. And then seeing his comments, it was like, okay, so here's June 7th. The one he missed, the one rally he missed right here, he like closed out. He closed out like the day before because it happened a day later. Anyways, he's claiming August 2nd or August 8th, and then another run at the end of the month. So I'll probably have some exposure for that for sure. Probably be dip buying with shares and options over the next, I guess, 3-4 trading days. Trying to find a low. Friday, like dip it down, so maybe that'll be the time. Sorry guys, yeah, when I was looking at this before, it was on my phone, and so it's a little more confusing here on the computer actually. But yeah, you can check it out on Discord. Plays we made today. I didn't do a whole lot. In fact, I did nothing at all. Beautiful. Yeah, some of my bullish plays. Mars back up for that bear rally. My SPY bearish play, of course, it'll do well if this is kind of a fake out to the upside. I do have those cash secured puts on GME that opened up. Of course, those are doing well today, and I think we'll be clear of that $30 range by Friday, which is what my cash secured put strike was at right here. I tried to open up some more on the margin account with Fidelity, but I just didn't get filled, and then it kind of ran away from me, so I left it alone. For this move up potentially beginning of August, I'll probably do shares and options. Yeah, just have to see. But yeah, so these 4 on here, cash secured puts, 5 on Webull, or sorry, 1 on Webull, and then 2. Actually, how many do I have on Webull? I'm not sure. I have a few. So these are doing good. These are up 74%. These 30s, and then my Airbnb cash secured puts came back because Airbnb's rallying. Open Door, not so sure about that one, if that one's gonna work or not. But yeah, inverse head and shoulders on there on the hourly. Borrow fee went up a little bit today. Did it go back down? Went back down 32.7, which is still high. Utilization actually drops to 98% from 100, where it's been for like 100 days. And maybe that's from liquidity from the split. I'm not sure. I was reading some theories out there. Kind of interesting. Not too sure. But yeah, that's what I got. Thanks, guys. See you on Discord. Peace out.